Okay, so we're going to move into the first panel session. This one is on engaging distributed ledger technology, DLT, for West Africa's digital transformation. We're talking about cashless economies, central bank digital currencies, and we'll be on here for about another 60 minutes. The panelists are, for your delectation, of course, Mrs. Beatrice Wana Johnson from PATF Liberia. Mrs. Wana Johnson is founder and CEO of a local NGO called Pathway to Sustainable Growth in Liberia. They are mostly involved in humanitarian services. The next panel member is Alexandro Kalani. He is the PATF lead in Togo. Alexandro Kalani has a degree in electrical engineering and currently works in the field of blockchain technology. He's an entrepreneur. The next member is Mustafa Cole from Sierra Leone. He is a native and resident of Sierra Leone and director-founder of Crypto for African Development Foundation. His mission is to facilitate education and entrepreneurship programs. Another member of this group is Dolapo Sanusi Ola, who is the lead for PATF in Nigeria. Dolapo is a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, and no, she's not going to be here because we've just heard from her. That's a quick change. And that's where we are. We have Erwin Anengueta, who is our PATF lead in Ivory Coast. Erwin Ngueta is going to be the lead on this conversation. He's a project expert, blockchain specialist, who has a vested interest in cryptocurrency and technology. And we have also Mudu Njai, who is the PATF lead in Gambia. Mudu Njai is a Gambian social entrepreneur with a background in information and communication technology, spanning over 20 years, serving in various capacities ranging from lecturer to IT manager to banker to IT consultant. And there we have it. That's the group for today. And let's get them all visible. There we are. Okay. All right. Waiter here.
Yes, I'm there.
Owen, okay. Put you in the frame.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Over to you.
Thank you very much. So, as Tete said, we are in a panel on CTBCs and how blockchain could impact positively Africa. And I'm with some experts in blockchain, entrepreneurship, and finance, etc., technology. And we will spend time together to speak about this excellent theme. So, to begin, thank you very much, Dolapo Kola, Guy, Alexandro Kolani, and Mustafa Cole. And feel free to intervene every time you want. And we will speak about blockchain, CDBC, technology, and we will advance with some questions to start. The first question is from the beginning, the start of the bootcamp. We spoke about blockchain and how this disruptive technology could impact positively Africa and its economy and the inclusion, financial inclusion of the people in Africa. So for you, what is your understanding of blockchain and how think that will be useful in Africa? We'll start with Dolapo, and after that, we'll go with Ab.
I think it varies in terms of I think with Africa as a whole, blockchain is very going to be very key to our development in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the way it's kind of been fragmented. Put it that way.
Okay.
You have a very, very fragmented system where, let's use Nigeria for example. We were told to register for bank verification number, which is BVN, and all your details are supposed to be tied to it. Then we were told to go and register for NIN, which
Okay.
is your national identity number. When we were registering for our national identity number, we were told to include our bank verification number so that both of them can be linked. Lo and behold, we were also then given a deadline as to when to submit your NIN to your bank. So that
Okay.
means they're both not linked.
Mm.
So it's like everything you do is kind of like fragmented, and all these databases that we're building across, that the government is building across,
Okay.
don't speak to each other, and it's very difficult to link to kind of link data, and that's where obviously this whole fraud issue that we have going on in Nigeria, where people get your bank verification number and all of that is easy, just because we don't have that kind of system that links every citizen together, or that one number that allows us to link across all, like kind of like all the government departments. And that's
Okay.
just one example of how blockchain can be used really within Africa. But there's so many like different other different examples. We can start talking about land registry in Nigeria, which people sell land that don't belong to them
Okay.
just
Okay.
because,
Okay.
like, there's so many uses. I mean, there's so many examples.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dolapo. So you spoke about identification and the land registries. And Njai, what is your thoughts about this question?
Yes, hello, can you hear me? Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you very much. I believe that blockchain can be a pace setter, trend setter, because it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter where you're located. It doesn't matter your level of intelligence or economy of a particular country. So it provides a level playing field,
Mm.
and it will really help Africans to compete, especially when it comes to this, against other big players in the market. And the fact that, as first presenter Erwin mentioned, it provides a good layer of security. We do have challenges in security in Africa. So I think that's one of the major aspects to fight fraud, which
Yes.
is
Yes.
also cause of concern in many African countries. So I see it as a game changer for all of Africa, and it has many positive implications, even in e-commerce. In my That's my area.
Mhm.
When we have challenges in terms of payment platform and interoperability, blockchain could be a solution.
Okay.
So it is a unifier.
Okay. Thank you very much. And for example, in blockchain for Africa, I think that payment in terms of payment fees that
Yeah.
to bring to send money to abroad, send money abroad, or to receive money from abroad. I think that's really really expensive right now. And Bolani, what is your thoughts about the impact of blockchain in this sector?
Okay. Hello, everybody. You understand me? You understand me?
Yes, yes, but the volume is very low.
Okay. Uh, Excuse me. If my English is bad, my talk is average. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Mm, mm. Bon, thank you for your question. Uh, the users of finance, transparency and security is specifically speaking Africa challenge us for the integration of technology in Africa. This
Mhm.
besides population, I say that the beside population of the areas outside the financial system for financial inclusion is also energy. Energy is the one of the key factor in Africa electrification. The lack of energy is equivalent to a lack of factories of women who can no longer do their little business at night. Africa is now tuned to renewable energy, but the problem is the very high impact of investment in these facilities. Many countries are going to debt to achieve there, and after that, we also have a lack of maintenance of these facilities. Thanks to blockchain and crowdfunding, people around to what that the world can invest in the real project in Africa with that real nothing the plus. The blockchain with the integration of the ELT with use Oracle will revolution the energy sector.
Okay, carry on, Mudunjai. Please speak up.
Yes. I just wanted to buttress on what the other speakers mentioned.
Right.
Because blockchain, it helps businesses to cut costs. I think that's the main advantage of using blockchain technology, that it would cut costs by eliminating the middleman, vendors, and third-party providers that have traditionally provided processing that blockchain can do. So blockchain's unique characteristics can increase trust, security, and transparency. I just wanted to add that on to what the other speakers have just mentioned.
Sure. I'm going to bring Dolapo in. Dolapo, are you can you unmute please, and let's see if we have a microphone for you?
Yeah.
Wonderful. You sound terrific. Look, it looks like I'm going to have to, hop in here. Speaking as a non-blockchain expert, what can you do to raise the profile of this crucial technology within our region? What can you do to actually raise its profile and gain comprehension? Dolapo?
Oh, hi, Ted. Hi, Ted. I'm here.
Yes.
We have actually a set. We have a list of questions that they have, so I have that now. So
Okay.
I think that not sure what's happening with Owen. So I think the first one was, so what examples of digital transformation can we give in various countries across West Africa? Which industry do you feel need urgent digital transformation for economic improvement? So if it's okay, I will take over the moderation of this panel until Owen is able to chime in again.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
So Dolapo, if you wanted to take that question first, thanks very much.
So which of them, the first one or the second one? I think we already covered so digital transformation across West Africa.
Yeah,
I would say
yeah.
Across Africa. Well, from a certain degree, the payments industry is one where we're beginning to see a lot of digital transformation across West Africa. And even that, there's still a lot of room for growth. Let's put it that way, depending on obviously the regulations that the regulatory environment is actually shaping a lot of innovation that can happen also within that sector. In terms of sectors where digital transformation can happen, I think it's every sector, to be honest. I think name one sector where Africa would do with digital transformation. I mean, is it agriculture? Is it financial services? Is it education? Name it. Like every sector could actually do with digital transformation, to be honest. And I think that would actually speed the level of growth that comes out of Africa, really, to be honest, because over the last century, we've kind of lagged behind and we kind of need to catch up with the rest of the world. You're muted. You need to unmute, Elaine.
Sorry, yeah. I was saying that you're absolutely right. We need digital transformation in almost in every industry sector for economic growth and development. I can see that Mustafa Cole has joined. Mustafa, can you unmute? Okay, Modu, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Modu, go ahead. what examples of digital transformation can you give in your country, and what industries do you feel need urgent digital transformation for economic improvement?
Thank you, Elaine. There are a number of digital transformations that are ongoing in the Gambia, albeit a little bit slow, I would say, compared with other West African countries. The pace has been a little bit slow in terms of mobile money adoption. But recently, there has been an effort to implement a Google Plus code by the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology. This is to address the issue of locating addresses. That is, when it comes to delivering packages, delivering letters, and finding locations in general. That has been a major challenge for Gambia, and I think for a number of African countries, because I'm in the delivery business, e-commerce. So when an order comes through, you would need to find the location of your customer, and there's no address. So the Google Plus code is one of the latest technologies that is currently being rolled out in the Gambia, and it would really help to increase the efficiency in terms of delivery of the products or services, also in terms of education, in agriculture. Education and agriculture also, these two industries need urgent digital transformation. And the pandemic has also taught us how e-learning can become efficient and effective. So, because it will really help us to cut down on costs. So in general, technology really helps in leveling the playing field in education as well as other sectors, as there won't be a lot of discrimination. So I would give the example of the Google Plus code as the latest digital transformation that is currently taking place in the Gambia. And probably other Africans would also share the same experience, that it's really frustrating locating an address in the Gambia, or in Africa anyway, in many African countries, not all, but in Africa, in some African countries.
Modu, I fully understand that. I know that in Ghana right now, they have managed to implement postcode, which is interesting. And that obviously would make, finding addresses much easier. So this is something that's happening in Ghana. I'm not sure whether the same applies in Nigeria. Dolapo, do you have anything to say about that, the digital postcode?
Hello.
I think Google has really helped ever since Google came into Nigeria. I think it's been easier, even for me to move, like when I'm in Nigeria anyway, to move around. I remember going from Lagos to Ogun State, which is a different state, and I used the Google Map all the way, and it actually took me. So I think Google has actually helped, and that has kind of improved in terms of from a logistics point of view and an e-commerce point of view within Nigeria. So I think that would really help within the Gambia.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So, Mustafa, how is your sound?
Yep, I think it's better. Are you guys getting me loud and clear?
Okay, tell us what the position is in Sierra Leone.
Oh, well, the position presently in Sierra Leone, Sierra Leone is nice. The only thing is the COVID, and but we believe most of the shutdown and the lockdown is now getting end. People are moving now. No curfew again, so we are better. And then what happened? We are still forcing our brothers to go into this new technology, which is the blockchain technology and the currency. Like what I've been doing a lot. 2014, I've been helping a lot. Came with a lot of projects into the crypto world. I've been into Gambia, but my brother Modu was not lucky to meet me in Gambia. I was in Gambia to help one of his brother into cryptocurrency to see how we can change the face. But like what he's saying, Gambia is a bit locked when it comes to technology and maybe talking about mobile money and all the stuff. So it's better Modu is here, and this whole panel
it is lovely to see how we can make Africa be a better place, especially for this new technology that is here to stay. So I think this whole thing for now in Sierra Leone is going wider world because a lot of young people now is getting aware about the blockchain, and especially we have one of the biggest um, 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 guys presently in Sierra Leone is now our Minister of Education, but is our tech minister, which is David Senge. He is studying in Harvard University. So he's a very great guy. He first and foremost want to come up with the blockchain voting system where we want to see how we can integrate blockchain into the next elections come 2023. So Sierra Leone is moving big, and we believe this whole thing will touch across the whole Africa.
Okay, thanks very much, Mr. Fa.
Hello.
Evan, is your sound okay now? Do you want to take over the
Okay,
moderation?
thank you very much. Sorry for the. So, Mustafa, you spoke something interesting concerning the election that will run into Sierra Leone on blockchain. Is it running now? Has it been running? And if yes, how is it working? What was the advantage from this experience of running an election on blockchain, knowing all the issues that we know on the election in Africa?
Well, as for now, thank you very much, my brother. Um, you know, all about the blockchain is how we can see how we can shut down a lot of corruptions into the system. And when you take a look at a lot of corruption is ongoing when it comes to, in Africa. And corruption is one of the biggest, disease that is damaging Africa. So what happened? This new government, because they are focusing much on technology. So what happened? They want to see how they can digitalize the whole country by coming up with this whole idea to see how we can put blockchain into the elections where we want to see clean and fair and transparent elections. So as for now, the government is working on it. Come 2023, yep, there will be a blockchain system into the election.
Okay, to end with this subject, is the blockchain election on blockchain linked to digital ID?
Yep, because like for now, the government is trying to integrate all of these things into the banking system, and that's the reason why they want to see how they can come up with a lot of transparency when it comes to elections. Because in Africa, most of the elections are not well transparent, and if we can bring the blockchain system into the elections, then we can fish out a lot of corruptions into the election system. So
Okay,
for the
can
government.
I just ask? Do forgive me, please, Mustafa. I think that there's a lot of background noise coming through, and it's affecting the broadcast. So until that noise is cut, Owen, if you can just have the discussion with the rest of the team, just as
Okay,
soon as
no problem.
Mustafa is free of the background interference, we can bring
Okay,
him
no
in.
problem.
Is that
So,
okay?
Are you guys getting me loud? Is it quiet now?
yes,
Now it seems okay. So
Thank you.
I'll leave you
So
back
so
in the hands of Owen.
so yes, you have been asking some questions.
okay, thank you very much. On election, we'll let it down. And I want to ask to Dolapo. I heard that in Ghana, a society from like Bitland manage the land, the ownership, property of land on a blockchain. What are the benefits of this kind of management on blockchain?
I'm not from Ghana, first of all.
Oh, sorry,
No.
sorry,
So you can
but
ask me a Ghana
I
question.
heard from Nigeria. Someone speak about that in Nigeria.
Sorry?
Someone speak about that in the first session. Someone speak about a project in managing the land, the ownership of land in Nigeria. Have you some information on that? No.
No, I actually don't. But I think he was one of the speakers from earlier on that actually mentioned that, and I think it would be a welcome development because we have a lot of land out in Nigeria, to be honest.
Okay, thank you very much. No problem. So the third question that we have to ask to you is, what will it take to achieve cashless economies in Africa, and what roles will mobile technology play in the process? We'll go with Guy first.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, thank you very much, Erwin. While seemingly cash seems inexpensive, it really comes at a high cost to governments, to businesses, and consumers, placing unnecessary strain on economies. As you can imagine, the printing, the distribution, and handling cost of cash alone places
Yeah.
as 1.5% burden on the national GDP of most countries. And the impact is even greater if you take into account the cost that is associated with fighting illegal activities, fraud, corruption, and the shadow economy, so to speak.
Okay.
So really, it would take a concerted effort from the government. I think it has to start with the government to take that ownership of going cashless, so that they can get the buy-in of the private sector and the citizenry for them to really embrace this new form of technology. And I think you've mentioned, or there's another question on the last question, which is related to Ghana and Nigeria. I think their government, their central banks have already started working on this. And I also
Okay.
hope that I will play my part for the government of the Gambia to also work on
Yes.
cashless.
Yes, we will come on the CDBCs after this question. And what is the role of the mobile technology in this kind of development, the cashless economy?
Yeah, because it's a no-brainer that the mobile penetration rate in Africa is one of the highest in the world, if not the highest. So this is the only way that we can break that chain or break that gap between cashless and using cash. Like everybody in Africa has a mobile phone. So
Yes.
simple apps can be developed, whether either on smartphones or using SMS. It's already being, even in the Gambia, you through mobile money.
Okay.
But I think mobile phones play a very central role in the evolution of a cashless society.
Thank you very much, Njai. So,
Okay,
Kolani,
okay, hang on. Just a moment, please. Owen, we're still getting quite a lot of background interference. So if there is any background interference, I'm afraid you'll just have to move on to the next speaker if you can until we resolve the issue in the background.
no
I think
problem.
it's the only way we can. I think it's the only way we can deal with it. So I think Delapo also had a hand up just now. She was going to make a contribution of some kind. Owen, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Alexandro, is it okay with your microphone right now?
Hello, it's okay. You
Okay.
understand me?
So, what will be the importance of mobile devices, mobile technology into the cashless economy?
Okay. Thank you for your question. Okay. In Togo, for example, 70% of the population has a smartphone. Donc, it shows the impact of this technology here. The use is not always positive. With a low financial inclusion rate, it is the preferred way for entrepreneurs to set up mobile solutions to solve the problem. Euh, bon, I go to French, principalement en Afrique ici, on a des problèmes, surtout au Togo, quand je prends le cas du Togo, on a des soucis de bancarisation. Le taux de bancarisation est souvent faible. Donc, pour résolver ce problème-là, on voit que principalement en Afrique, les jeunes ont des téléphones portables. Plus de 70 à 80% de la population ont un téléphone portable et ils utilisent un téléphone portable. Donc, nous pouvons mettre en place des solutions directement, des solutions de digitalisation du système bancaire pour la population. Et
Okay.
cela sera très adéquat.
Ok, merci beaucoup. Merci pour ta réponse. C'est vrai qu'il y a des francophones aussi. Donc, ça pourra aider certains francophones qui sont connectés à comprendre ce terme-là. So that could help some French people that don't speak English. We are be connected to understand what you're talking about. Thank you very much. So,
Please. Oui, please.
Yes.
Oui. Par rapport à la deuxième question, il y avait eu un terme, ils en avaient abordé quelque chose de très important. J'ai voulu revenir par rapport à ça, si c'est possible. Je peux aller?
After we will come back after.
Okay.
Owen, can I ask you to
Yes.
translate what
So,
he said? Because
Dolapo,
there are lots of people
could
here
you,
who are francophone,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Alexander said that, for example, in Togo, we have 90% of the population which own mobile devices. So if you want to move into cashless economies, it will be a huge opportunity to use this penetration rate of ownership of mobile devices to bring the cashless economy to Africa, because in the penetration of banking service, for example, is not very good in our countries in West Africa, and the opportunity of mobile money shown that it's very good to use the mobile devices, which is more usable from people to get money and to increase the financial inclusion into the population of Africa and West Africa. That was what Alexandre said in French. So to end with this question, rapidly we will go to Dolapo to know with what is the contribution of mobile devices in the activities of this economy.
So from a Nigerian point of view, we have um actually a more advanced banking system. Let's put it that way. When it comes to mobile money, there is a bit of political issue going on there from a regulatory point of view, just because the banks are counted as probably too big to fail and too big to competed against. So mobile money is also bank led in Nigeria most of the time, as opposed to being the other way. So even the telcos are finding it difficult to break into that whole mobile money where they're only beginning to give licenses to the telcos to kind of
Okay.
exist within the mobile money space. So obviously in Nigeria, there's that whole regulatory environment that you have to get past because of mobile money. Now, a lot of people have a mobile phone. Nigeria, a lot of people do have like the phone numbers as well. So which will make the adoption of mobile money like
Yes.
quite easy. But I think there's an education piece as well to be had on collaboration and on how on taxes. So I mean there's a lot of other business um discussions that need to be had to make that increase the rate of mobile money adoption within Nigeria, because I think we have the infrastructure, we have everything to make it like 100%, to have 100% adoption of mobile money within Nigeria. But there's just so much going on within the regulatory space and the government space that is kind of slowing it down. Now, one of the things I would say is, because obviously data is expensive,
Okay.
one of the things that China does that I've seen them done is this whole QR code systems to actually pay with for stuff. That might be a cheaper way within Africa. So building for Android or building for iOS might be expensive from a data point of view for, let's say, somebody in the village. Nigeria has tried what we call the USSD code as well, which
Okay.
is very effective, but then there's a regulatory aspect to it as well, where even for the USSD, there's what we call the VAS license that you have to get, and even that is unclear.
Exactly.
In that is unclear. So I think it's with Nigeria, we have all the infrastructure. It's very fragmented, but I think if all the players can come together to collaborate and see how they can eat of the big pie that is there, as opposed to everyone trying to make sure that somebody's not encroaching on their pie, and I think we would get there faster.
Okay, thank you very much. So for the last question, very interesting what you're talking about. And for the last question, in this last time, we speak a lot about central bank digital currencies. We saw in Asia, Central Bank of Europe. You have some initiative in Ghana, Nigeria. Central banks have been piloting some digital currencies projects be put in place to help the economy moving faster and growing faster. So, what is your understanding of the CBDCs, and in your point of view, what will it take for the citizens and businesses in West Africa to be ready for? We'll start uh, with we will start with Dolapo.
Okay, CBDC is I think is a step in the right direction in terms of having a digital currency, which obviously does not have um is not worth more than the amount that the currency is actually worth, which is different when it comes to cryptocurrency. Obviously, you're getting into, but at least the e-naira, which is supposed to go start on the 1st of October, means that your 1 naira is worth 1 naira. So obviously, it's the same value as the naira, basically. So it's a welcome. It moves us away from that whole cashless society. The issue is there's an education piece to be done because you cannot force. While it makes it easier to transact, while obviously it takes away that whole issue of people not having bank accounts within the market, it just means that everybody moves into so every transaction can be tracked. So it obviously it's going to take away the whole shadow economy that is also going on as well.
Yes.
Yeah, but it is how many people are willing to move away from the shadow economy. Because we're talking e-naira, then people begin to think about taxes that they have to pay to the government. They're barely making ends meet. Do they want to get within that? Well, because the way people are saying that, oh, the government is going to begin to track how much I earn within the market, that means I have to pay taxes to them. So there's an education piece as well for people to actually adopt it. So while it is a move in the right direction, obviously,
Okay.
I mean, cross-border payments becomes much
Much
much easier, which is
less
one of the
expensive.
biggest issues in Africa, really, to be honest. Or you want to pay somebody dollars in the States, you want to buy something, you're looking for who can swap money for you, like it's just a
Okay.
nightmare. So e-wallets will make that a lot easier. But then
Okay.
the government needs to do something which would make
Thank
everybody
you.
trust them and then move within that whole e-wallet economy.
Thank you very much, Dolapo. We run out of time and we'll move quickly to Mustafa. Mustafa, you can give your thoughts about that 1 minute, and we will have 1 minute for every speaker to speak about this subject rapidly. Thank you.
I think my own takes. I believe with the crypto space, I think like I always say, is here to stay, and the central bank maybe will not shy from it, even if they don't want it to come. It is already here because the central banks always they don't want cryptocurrency to come into existence, and it is already here. So even if you hide it, then we don't have no way. We only just need to get a lot of ideas to people that don't know about this whole blockchain technology ideas. And if more people know about it, and then we can make Africa a better place because it's very easy. I've been getting a lot of problems when it comes to transfer. If you do Western Union, you do here and all those things, even if they send your money and maybe one letter of your name get omitted or mistakenly, they will ask you again to go and do it again. And all those things is very silly. So if we get these whole things about crypto, where I want to send money and I want to do something easily, then it's nice. So I think it's here to stay. No way for it to go out, my brother. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you very much. It's here to stay. So we move to Modu. You have 1 minute about the subject. Jai.
Please
You are
unmute.
unmuted. Please unmute your mic.
Okay, sorry about that. I believe Dolapo and Mustafa have said it all. Really, the government, the central bank of each African country needs to take the leadership role in embracing blockchain technology and going cashless because it's the future, it's the present actually. Gambia is a little bit, it's way behind. I have to admit, we are way behind Ghana, way behind Nigeria. So I hope to learn from Dolapo and my other Ghanaian colleagues to see what I need to do in order to influence our government here to take it more seriously. Just being honest, we have a long way to go over here.
Thank you very much. So,
Yeah.
Alexandro, you have 30 seconds because I think that you will speak in French and I will translate.
Ok, ok. Oui, d'abord, c'est une bonne idée. Déjà, ce sont de bons projets déjà pour l'intégration de la blockchain au niveau des banques centrales. Mais il y a un point très important, c'est de ne pas oublier que le facteur principal de la blockchain, c'est la décentralisation. Et la décentralisation, et puis la sécurité et la sécurité au niveau des. Donc, au niveau de la blockchain, il faut que ce problème, que les monnaies de banque centrale ne soient pas un problème afin que les utilisateurs soient suivis à la lettre. On voit le cas, par exemple, de la monnaie au niveau de la Chine, la monnaie centrale de la banque.
Merci,
C'est déjà un bon
Alexandro. On
projet.
peut d'arrêter là. Merci,
Okay.
Alexandro. So, you speak about the decentralization of blockchain. So, if there is a centralized third party like central banks centralize all the money, it's not according to the principle of the blockchain centralized. And I think that it would be not very good for blockchain. We use this kind of use case, but I think that everybody have thoughts on that. Okay, thank you very much. I let the floor to Peter.
Okay, well, I just like to say a huge thank you to Alessandro Kalani, Mustafa Cole, Modu Njai, and dear Dolapo Sanusi Olap, who has graced now a couple of our sessions. And of course, it was just beautifully moderated by Erwin Nweka.